Hey ladies, aren't you glad to be here at Kingdom Heirs Day? I know I am. I had a really hard time getting ready for it this year though. I just fell in love with the theme, Be That Girl, so I had to run right out and get myself a t-shirt, and wouldn't you know, they only had two extra large, and well, I really need a four extra large, but I just couldn't wait for a special order, so I went and got a two extra large, right? Well, I don't know if you remember last year, I had an accident, getting ready for Princess Day. First at the mall, I got stuck in a dress, and then, you know, I put my Spanx on in the morning of Princess Day, and they just ripped right down the seam and went flying out the window. So I didn't think anything bad like that would happen this year, but boy, was I wrong. Anyway, I wore my Be That Girl t-shirt to Dice Arts, right? And I'm thinking, yeah, I am that girl. I just so am that girl. In fact, I know I am because all of my friends, like they're doing Thrive and Plexus, not Brenda. I'm at Dice Arts eating the 18 wheeler, that big Sunday that's meant for a crowd. Only I am the crowd. That's how Brenda sees food. Food, I'm going to be there. That's all there is to it. Well, anyway, I'm sitting there with my Be That Girl t-shirt on, and I'm thinking, I hope somebody notices this. And they come over and say, hey, what's that t-shirt mean? And I can invite them to Kingdom Heirs Day, right? Well, I'm just sitting there eating my Sunday, and nobody's even looking my way. They're not even asking me a single question. But then all of a sudden I heard this, boop, and I thought, what is that sound? And I looked down and I said, oh no, I got a rip in my shirt on the right side. But I kept eating, and then all of a sudden I heard it again. This time it was on the left side, and I looked down. And I said, "Uh oh, I still have PTSD from the what is it called? The girdle. The when that flew out the window on my neighbor's head." So anyway, I'm still eating though, and all of a sudden it went flang, and I was no longer sitting there with a Be That Girl t-shirt on. I was sitting there with a Be That Girl bib on. Yeah. And my flesh was hanging out on both sides. That was humiliating. Oh my goodness. And yeah, everybody's looking my way then. So if you're here at Kingdom Heirs Day because of that advertisement, I apologize. But anyway, to make matters worse, as I was sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to get out of this? A trucker walks up to me from Kentucky and he goes, hey girl, how'd you like to come to my truck for some Kentucky Fried Chicken? And for a minute I forgot about what had just happened because when I heard Kentucky Fried Chicken, I was thinking, oh man, I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I was all excited, and then I realized that's not what he was talking about. And I said, nope, I'm a Christian. And boy, did I get out of there some fast. But I had a lot of time to think about what it really means to be that girl. I don't think it's about eating food while all your friends are trying to lose weight and get healthy. I really thought maybe it's got something to do with just being happy. There's a lot of negative people in the world, and, Brenda doesn't like to complain. So maybe I'm that girl that's happy even when other people are complaining. And I got thinking, I think it might have something to do with God. I thought, well, how could that work? I thought, oh, I get it. I worship God with everything in me. Well, maybe I shouldn't worship him with everything in me because, well, let's just say I had a worship accident one time because I got too carried away. And you're like wondering, how in the world did you have a worship accident? Well, if you're Brenda, you could, because I was dancing. Oh, and not to mention, I'm Pentecostal. Put Brenda, Pentecostal, and worship together, and that's dangerous. There should be a warning for this. Anyway, I'm dancing at the altar, and I got my momentum going way in the wrong direction, and there was a crowd of people, and I could not stop dancing in that direction, and I plowed over all of them. Yeah, let's just say I wasn't invited back to the altar for a long time. I had to sign something. No, not really. But anyway, it felt like that because the minister had to talk to me about, just being overly exuberant. She says, Brenda, that's not what it means to be that girl. I said, it isn't? She said, no. She said, it's just about loving God with your whole heart. You don't have to throw your entire body into it. She said, it doesn't matter if you just sing like, oh, or if you just raise your hands, or if you don't raise your hands, if you just sit there and just enjoy the presence of God. You just love him. He says, that's what it means to be that girl. The one who just loves God with her whole heart, even when other people around aren't doing it. And I said, oh, phew, because I was like worried that, I was thinking, man, I've tried to be that girl so much that, it's starting to scare people, and Brenda doesn't want to do that. Anyway, I hope you're having a good time at Kingdom Heirs Day, and trust me, you can worship God however you want. Just make sure that you don't take anybody out while you're doing it. It's humiliating. And for goodness sakes, buy the right size t-shirt if you're going to get one. Yeah, it's not pretty if you don't. Trust me.